On January 29th, 2024, I posted this video, a recap of my favorite photos from 2023. And then I left for vacation and forgot about it for a week. It proceeded to rack up 1,100 views over the next week, 2.5 times more than my previous 3 videos combined. In a word, I was stunned. It was the first time a video hit quadruple digits. Up until that point, it was taking me, on average, 3 months to finish a video. But I wondered, could I cut down production time and put out 1 video a month? Well, stick around if you want to see how I did. Join me in an awards show, and of course, cover the statistics of the channel. Welcome to my 2024 film photography recap. In my last recap, I was still waiting for some rolls from 2023 to get developed. So for completeness, we have to start all the way back in December 2023. I finally finished up a roll of Fuji 400 that spent way too long in the Nikon AD3. It visited 4 cities with me that fall and winter, and cemented itself as a great travel camera. Also in December is when I took a work trip to Spartanburg, South Carolina, where I shot a video about pushing HP5+ in the Minolta SRT 202. Then, going home for the holidays, I got to test out my first roll of Phoenix 200, where I got through most of the roll. And then, New Year's Eve 2023 was spent getting my eardrums blown out at Hijinks Music Festival in Philly, where I shot rolls of 800T and Portra 800 in the Nikon. I went in looking to make a video about Hijinks, but decided against it because I didn't want to just do a repeat of my first Elements video. That being said, there were still a few great pictures from the event. Welcome to 2024, the main subject of this recap, in case you forgot. First, I finished up the Phoenix 200 on a snowy day in Baltimore, much to the chagrin of the Minolta. And then I got shipped off on another work trip to the frozen wasteland of northern Minnesota, and for about 90 minutes, Canada, where the Mamiya 645 got to brave the cold. In between cups of coffee and hot chocolate, I got to shoot rolls of Delta 400 Pro, CineStill 800T, and Portra 400. This one right here. Very strong contender for photo of the year, and it's only the 3rd week of January. And then, after producing and releasing my 2023 recap, as I mentioned before, I left for a weekend cruise with my newly acquired Minolta Weathermatic. Things are already off to a smooth start. I can't seem to get the back of the camera open to load any film.
One eternity later.
I didn't want to use anything that was too precious out of fear that I had a dud, so I just shot rolls of Kodak ColorPlus and Fuji 400. And at the end of January is when the 2023 recap hit 1,000 views. Moving into February, I got sent on another work trip, this time to Castle Rock, Colorado, where I used the Mamiya to shoot a partial roll of Gold 200 of the titular Castle Rock. That was my first trip to Colorado in many years, and I definitely need to go back. I finished off the Gold and started a roll of pushed HP5+ on a day trip to Philadelphia, and Wilmington too. The roll later got finished around Washington, D.C. At the end of February, I released my Christmas special on Phoenix 200. I'm super proud of how this video turned out, especially the graphics explaining halation. And people seem to agree, because it too garnered several hundred views in the first few days. I really felt like I was starting to build some momentum. In March, I ventured out to the tidal basin in Washington, D.C. to take some pictures of the famous cherry blossoms. I used one of my precious rolls of Fuji Pro 400H in the Mamiya. To complement the beautiful colors of this dead film stock, I also shot a roll of pushed Tri-X in a Bessa R that was on loan to me. I finished out that roll during the rest of the month. and I released my video on some pictures I took in Tuscaloosa. It's an okay video, but not as good as the previous two. April was very quiet photographically. I did start a roll of Fuji 400 and the Nikon, but that's about it. I did, however, manage to put together the video of my cold weather trip to Minnesota. I'm really proud of this one. I just wish it had gotten a little bit more love when it first came out. May was a busy travel month, where I spent more days on the road than at home. I decided to lug around the Minolta SRT 202 for some of it, where I slowly shot a roll of Portra 800. Emphasis on slowly. It was going to stay in the camera until August. It's funny that we just so happened to book the hotel right next to this Culver's and Waffle House that I shot the last time I was here, just entirely by accident. The Minolta Weathermatic got to see some more action in St. Louis for my friend Tyler's graduation. It got to sample some Gold 200 and some CineStill 400D. I also got to finish the roll of Fuji 400 and the Nikon. My coworkers laughed at me as I lay down in the grass to get this one, and I only got covered in approximately 1 million ants. The video released for May was my first attempt at pushing HP5 in South Carolina from back in December. I'm also pretty proud of this one. Josie, look at the camera. Look at the camera. June was an exciting month for my family. My brother was getting married, and I decided to put together a very ambitious video about metering. My parents are very proud. During the week I was in Milwaukee for the wedding, the Nikon got a good workout with some ProImage 100 and some Portra 400, covering the bachelor party and the wedding activities. In addition, I carved out some time with the Mamiya to hit the town with a roll of Ektachrome. It also helped the groomsmen calm the nerves with the roll of Delta 400. Aaron and Delaney, I promise I will get the video out by your first anniversary. And if I'm not, may I be struck by a flying ice cream truck. The thing that nobody tells you about being a best man is that outside of some very important moments, like remembering where you put the rings, you tend to have a lot of time on your hands. They say an idle mind is the devil's playground, and that horned devil convinced me to write and produce a very information-dense video in the span of a week. But I'm happy I took on the challenge because I think the video turned out very well. From the pacing, the sound quality, and the outdoor segments, I think it really came together nicely as a comprehensive review of metering for film photography. It also turned out to be my best performing video through the end of the year, which felt great considering how much effort went into it. Though, I think the real draw was Buddy's debut in the thumbnail. And yes, technically it went up in the wee hours of July 1st, but it's still June's video. Don't be pedantic. I didn't load a single roll of film in July, just continued to shoot the Portra 800 and the SRT 202. I think I was starting to feel a little bit of a creative burnout. Not all was lost though. With my mind free of the fumes of film photography, I got together with my friend Maddie to do a digital portrait session that seriously reignited my passion for taking pictures of people instead of buildings. I cannot emphasize enough how liberating it is to work with a model who's patient enough to let you work through your bad ideas to get to the good ones. Thanks, Maddie. Let's do it again sometime. For my July video selection, I decided to finally cut together my pictures of the cherry blossoms. While it's certainly not my favorite video of the year, the pictures hold a special place in my heart, especially considering what happened after the 2024 peak bloom. And not to brag, but I think I nailed the music choice. In August, I finally finished the Portra 800 and the SRT 202, and started another long-term roll of 800T in the Weathermatic. The rest of my photographic efforts for the month went into shooting the Holga 120N at Elements Music and Arts Festival. It ate up and spit out rolls of Lomo 400, Lomo 800, and CineStill 400D. Katie even shot a few frames on the Weathermatic. The video I released was about the day trip I took to Philly and Wilmington way back in February with Evan. Fun fact, I recorded the talking head for that video immediately after the one for the cherry blossoms, in case I got bogged down and didn't have time to put together another video. And I ended up using it immediately, so it turned out to be pretty handy, even if it wasn't super well received. I didn't shoot anything. Not a damn thing. I cannot find a single frame I can definitively say was shot in September 2024. I did, however, manage to find time to put together what might be the most tightly edited video from this year in the form of Voigtlander, chronicling my travels around St. Louis with the Weathermatic. Terrible name and thumbnail, but still one I'm proud of. October was almost as barren as September, until I missed a train to Baltimore. In the time spent waiting for the next one, I crushed out almost an entire roll of Kentmere 400 in the Mamiya. And in the process, I remembered what it was like to feel alive again. I also picked up some Phoenix 200 and 120, hoping that it had made some advancements in the last year. Videos on both of those rolls coming eventually. I know I said that last year, but I really mean it this time. The October video was all about my drug-fueled adventure at Elements. The drug in question was film, FBI. November was, once again, an extremely light month for photography, but that didn't stop the gas from building. And this purchase had been in the works since my time with the Bessa R back in March. I nabbed a Voigtlander Bessa R2M, the Bessa R's younger brother. To break it in and test it out, I tried out a roll of Ektar for the first time. And for the first few images, I completely forgot to focus. Kind of important if you want sharp images. And kind of easy to forget if you're new to rangefinders. But don't worry, I got it under control after that. I also finished the Phoenix 200. But more on that in another video. November was actually kind of a banner month for the channel, because I was contacted by Dehancer to do a sponsored video for them. Definitely not something that I had on my bingo card for 2024, but definitely a fun challenge. I spent most of the month messing around with the software, figuring out what I wanted to showcase and how I wanted to say it. And what came out of it all was an almost half-hour infomercial that the team at Dehancer seemed pretty happy with. So if you want to go check out that video, there is a 10% discount code at the end, in addition to the treat of listening to me ramble for half an hour. I'm pretty happy with the result, but damn, it was a lot of work. Not wanting my only output for the month to be a corporate shillfest, I decided to cut together the video of me shooting Ektachrome in Milwaukee in a kind of ambient, cityscape, multimedia experience. It was definitely a little bit different from my channel, but I do like how it turned out, especially considering I cut it together in a single evening. The main impetus for picking up the R2M was a last-minute trip that I had planned to Germany and Denmark for the first week of December. While we were there, the Bessa saw rolls of 800T, HP5 Plus, and Portra 800. All pushed 1 or 2 stops to 1600. I just really didn't feel like changing my meter. And I'm glad I did, because we got precisely 15 minutes of sunshine the whole week. So the extra push in development helped me get some usable images. I'll speak more about these photos in the future, but based on my first impressions, they're not my best work. And then, with time running out on the year and my film not back from the lab because of the holidays, I dragged my tripod out to the National Mall to shoot a quick little video on a 500mm mirror lens that I own. I threw it together mainly to fulfill the promise to myself to put out 1 video a month. I put together a silly name and a thumbnail poking fun at the YouTube face and threw it up on December 31st, fulfilling my goal from the beginning of the year. And then, in the last 17 days, it's proceeded to rack up 50,000 views, which YouTube is all too happy to tell me is 49,800 more than usual. Now, I'm not one to argue with success, no matter how it comes, but I'm a little pissed that the thumbnail appears to have worked so damn well. I make fun of this face constantly because it's all over this website, but clearly it works because I've never had such a high click-through rate. So if you're one of the 400 new subscribers in the last several weeks, hello. If you made it this far, clearly I shoot a lot of film and the last video was a little bit of an anomaly. If you decide to bail, that's okay. But I hope you decide to stick around, because I've never been so motivated to make sure that I'm putting out quality, entertaining videos. Hello everyone, and welcome to the 2024 Light Leaks Award Show. Don't worry if you didn't dress up, I myself am keeping it work from home formal. Let's not waste any time and jump right to our first award. Not everything goes to plan in life, and the same is true for photography. But these photos aren't just bad because they're throwaways at the end of the roll, or they suffered some sort of technical problem. No, these are shots where a concerted effort was made, but fell well short of the bar. Here are the nominees for Our Expectations Were Low, but Holy F***. Cruise Ship Corner, Minolta Weathermatic, Fuji 400. Canadian Train, Mamiya 645, Portra 400. Balloon, Minolta Weathermatic, CineStill 800T. Reflection, Minolta Weathermatic, CineStill 400D. 145, Nikon AD3, Fujifilm 400. And the winner is 145. With its off-kilter tilt, lack of a clear subject, and photographer's reflection, no correctly exposed photo from 2024 lacks artistic merit to such an insane degree. I believe my intent was to frame the flags in the window, but it really just doesn't work on any level at all. Poor execution all around, but I'll strive to do better in 2025. I'd like to think you tune into these videos for my photography, or maybe even for my charm, but the real reason I know you keep coming back is definitely for the jokes. And I, for one, love nothing more than an elaborate joke that greatly inflates my scope of work. Here are the nominees for Best Visual Gag. Taste the Rainbow from HARman Days, Phoenix 200.
It's science. Color science.
Fist of the Taft from Cherry Blossoms on Pro 400H.
お前はもう死んでいる。何?
Styrofoam Buddy, Various. First appearing in Crash Course, Metering for Film and Digital Photography. Dehancer Dating Simulator. From Get the Film Look with Digital How?
I was approached by a figure I didn't recognize. They said,
"Hello, Mr. Light Leaks. My name is Dehancer. I saw you from across the bar and liked your vibe."
And the winner is... Styrofoam Buddy. Come on down.
Hey, I'd like to thank all the viewers for their support during the last year. Adam for giving me a job when no one else would. And of course, the DuPont Corporation for being the best parents a severed head could ask for.
What a guy. I bet he wishes he was a real boy to be considered for this next category. People are a central subject for photography, as an art medium created by humans, so it's fitting that they would get their own dedicated category. But humans scare me, especially models. So when I do take portraits, they're usually of people close to me, giving these photos an extra special connection. Here are the nominees for Portrait of the Year. Aaron, Wedding Day, Mamiya 645, Ilford Delta 400 Professional. Katie, Sunrise at the Beach, Minolta SRT 202, Portra 800. Kristen, Out to Lunch, Minolta SRT 202, HArman Phoenix 200. Festival Guy, Swirls, Holga 120N, Lomography Color 800. Maddie, Stained Glass, Sony A7R II. And the winner is... Aaron, Wedding Day. Delta 400 is just so crisp in medium format. I totally understand the professional in the name. I love this photo in particular, but the whole day was just so special. And come on, like I'm not gonna pick my brother. As I'm sure you're aware, YouTube is a video platform, and in the last year I put out 13 of the things. Some better than others, but with each one I learn a little bit to improve the next one. Here are the nominees for Video of the Year. HARman Days, Phoenix 200. Attempt to capture valuable family memories on an experimental film stock that I've never used before. I decided to make Charles Dickens Punch for the party, mainly because it involves fire, caused by bright light reflecting off the back of the film and hitting the emulsion again. Minnesota, a Midwest adventure. Hello. Say hello. Okay. It's cold out. Let's go shoot some pictures. Do it 8 seconds and F11.
You Fogpitso. Your friend only graduates from dental school once.
You Fogpitso, St. Louis with the Weathermatic.
You're like, the veil form? Kind of cozy. No, not on cam, not on cam.
Oh, Chat, what do you think of abstract art?
I just refer to my collector's subconscious as chat.
They're juicy.
Juicy beans.
Holga 120N, Medium Format Music Festival. Hi Adam, I'm attempting to make contact with the sun god Ra. And the winner is... Minnesota, a Midwest adventure. While this video didn't rack up as many views as some others, I think it was a turning point for me personally. I was able to effectively plan the shoot from start to finish, and I had plenty of time at my destination to take the photos that I really wanted to take. And it was the first time that in the edit bay, I felt like I put together something that was halfway decent. Plus, there's just some really great photos from the trip. The whole thing as a package is why I'm awarding it my video of the year. This may be a video platform where I make a lot of jokes, but at the end of the day, the driving force for this channel is the photography. So it's fitting that our final award for the night is Photo of the Year. The nominees have been every photo you've seen so far this video. So we're gonna do this one podium style. The second runner-up is Copenhagen Central Station, Voigtlander Bessa R2M, Ilford HP5 Plus, push 2 stops. The first runner-up is Sunset Cow, Nikon AD3, Kodak ProImage 100. And finally, picture of the year goes to Midnight Train, Mamiya 645 on Portra 400. This photo is transcendent to me when I think about it. I just happened to be in the right place at the right time with the camera set up, and it was a complete shot in the dark, but I love how it turned out. I'm definitely printing this one full size at some point. A little annoyed that I couldn't top it with anything else through the rest of the year, but oh well. All year, this has been the picture I've used as a point of comparison for all other photos I took, so it's fitting it should get this award. Thank you for joining me for the 2024 Light Leaks Award Show, and now, on to the statistics. And now for everyone's favorite, the statistics. This will surprise no one who knows me, but I keep a running list of all the rolls I shoot throughout the year in an Excel spreadsheet, and this year I figured out how to use pivot tables. So basically, it's over for you bitches. Get ready for some graphs and well-analyzed data. First off, I won't do a big build-up. This year I shot a total of 34 rolls, 13 medium format and 21 35mm.
Greetings, mortals. It is I, the omniscient editing Adam, coming at you live from beyond the pale, computer screen.
I skipped a section in my outline, so I forgot to mention that those 34 rolls amount to 951 total frames, which is equivalent to 144.5 feet of film running through the camera this year, or the same number of frames as in 31.7 seconds of this video. The raw film cost $416.87 to acquire and $465 to develop, for a grand total of $881.87, or 93 cents per frame. This year I shot 76% color, 21% black and white, and 3% slide, or one roll of slide film. I started experimenting with pushing this year, with 15% of my rolls being pushed 2 stops and 12% of my rolls being pushed 1 stop. The remaining 73% were just shot at box speed. For the films that I pushed, I used CineStill 800T, Kentmere 400, and Portra 800, pushed 1 stop, and then HP5 Plus and Tri-X 400 pushed 2 stops, with 45% of the film that I pushed this year being HP5 Plus. As far as who made the film that I shot this year, I spread the love around a lot, but to no one's surprise, Kodak and Ilford took the biggest slices of the pie. And as far as the individual types of film that I shot this year, I really spread the love, with 9 different films only being used a single time this year. Moving on to some of the video statistics, I uploaded 3 hours and 55 minutes to YouTube over 13 episodes for an average length of 18 minutes and 6 seconds. The view statistics have been up and down to say the least, ranging from 78 to just over 50,000. With such an insane range, this graph really only makes sense with a log scale. The year started off strong, and then after a poor performance from the Alabama video, things didn't really recover until the metering crash course video. After that, we saw more relatively low performance throughout the rest of the year, until of course the mirror lens video really popped off, accounting for 78% of my 65,000 total views this year. So that's 78% of my views coming in the last 28 days. And as far as subscribers go, I'm up to 845, which is a 26-fold increase from last year's 31 subscribers. So whether you've joined in the last 28 days or you've been subscribed much longer than that, thank you so much for watching my videos, commenting, liking, and subscribing. Alright, I was going to do a whole nother elaborate setup to finish out this video, but it's taken me far too long to put this together, so I'm just going to finish it up here. 2024 was all about seeing if I could do the YouTube thing, giving it a real try, 1 video a month, putting in concerted effort to make sure that every video was better than the last. And I think for the most part, I succeeded. A couple of my videos from the summer were, I think, the low point, but I really think I hit my stride towards the end of the year with the videos, not so much with the photography. And I really feel like in the latter half of the year, I've kind of found my own unique voice instead of trying to copy other people. Looking back on my photography in particular over the last year, definitely some good work. I don't know if I would necessarily call it my best year for photography, but that's okay. Not every year can be the best year you've ever had. But continuing on with the mindset of I want to grow and keep getting better every year is, I think, always a good goal. This summer and fall, clearly I didn't shoot a lot of photos, and that was, I think, for a lot of reasons. I was preoccupied with making videos for the channel. I had some work stuff going on. I just think most of my creative energy went into the videos instead of the photos. At the end of the day, they're both important, but I was enjoying the whole video making process more, I think. Moving into 2025, I feel a stronger urge to actually focus on creating some good photos to create videos about. It was mostly about whether or not I could do it for myself. I mean, the recognition is great. You know, having a video hit 50,000 views is a huge accomplishment. Very few people ever hit those kind of numbers. So I'm really grateful for that. And to have 800 plus people that are willing to say, hey, I'd like to see your stuff in the future, that just feels great. All of you who are subscribed, thank you so much. Thank you for watching, liking, and commenting. It's really motivating to keep doing this. These videos do take a lot of work, and I haven't made any money from it yet, but based off the last video, I did reach the goals of monetization. So now I have access to channel memberships, which I guess I'll turn on for some small amount. I don't have any particular perks lined up at the moment, but if you want to support the channel and become a member, more power to you. I'll figure out something cool to give you. And I have a whole lot more videos planned for the future. Obviously, if the trajectory keeps up, we're gonna hit 1,000 subscribers sometime in the next couple of months. I don't know what I'm gonna do for that yet. Maybe some sort of live stream, Q&A, I don't know, who knows. Some things I'd like to do in this next year. I've really been enjoying direct flash, so I'm gonna try and incorporate that more into some photos, maybe make a video about it. I like to shoot a lot more black and white. I've rarely gotten a roll of black and white film back that I haven't really liked the pictures. And then just, I think a lot of my photography and videos tend to be about pictures I take when I'm traveling, because that's when I take the most pictures. But I'd really like to make an effort to shoot more photos in my own neighborhood, in my own area, not have to get on a plane to feel like I can pick up the camera. I think there's something special about connecting with the place where you are. I think it might be a fun challenge to try and see my local area with fresh eyes, which I think I started doing with the mirror lens video. Anyway, I think that's gonna about do it for me. 2024, great year for videos, okay year for photos. Hopefully 2025 will be another great year for videos and an even better year for photos. Thank you so much for watching, for liking, subscribing, commenting. I do read all of the comments. The supportive ones are really incredible. Recently I've gotten a couple of negative ones, but that's kind of what you get for being exposed to a larger audience. So thank you for watching. Here's to 2025, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.